Windows API has always seemed like this cool cryptic thing that allows you to hack the computer and stuff, and I had always wanted to learn it but couldn't find out good resources on it. Does this sound familiar? Handmade Hero is probably the best place to learn this topic, but the videos are very long, so in this tutorial series, I'll help you learn about the Windows API in the shortest time possible, and I'll deliver you all the knowledge that I have accumulated by watching the Handmade Hero series, and also by doing things myself. People may say that Windows API is difficult, but I organized my 3-steps tutorial series in a fail-proof way, so everyone can learn it. In the first step, I will show you some easy and interesting things, so you can get used to using the Windows API, like making a keylogger, manipulating the memory of a process, open a file dialog, and many others. In the second step, I will show you how to open a window, and even though this process is kinda difficult, you will be able to go through it with ease with your prior experience. And this will give you the knowledge to make a game without using libraries. This knowledge is more useful than you think, because even if you will probably use libraries in the end, you will be able to debug them easier. Now, you will basically have enough knowledge to learn more yourself, but in the third step, I will show you some more advanced interesting things to keep you motivated. You'll also have homework, and I made a special Discord channel where you can ask me questions and post your homework. So make sure you watch till the end to get your homework, and join my Discord channel to post it. First of all, what is the Windows API? Simply put, the Windows API is the API of the operating system, and it allows you to create a Windows application. Imagine you create a Hello World program that writes something to the console. How is Cout implemented under the hood? Well, it calls some Windows functions that tell Windows to write some stuff to the console. So basically all the C++ libraries are implemented using the Windows API, and this implementation is called the C++ runtime. Now let's include Windows.h to access the API. Windows.h defines these two macros that are annoying. So you could just do this, but there is actually a proper way of removing them, and it is to define no min max before including Windows.h. And there is one more macro. If you define, and I'm not making this up, Windows 32 lean and min, Windows will include less headers to help speeding up the compile speed. Let's now use our first function, MessageBox. Whenever you want to use a Windows function, you search for its documentation on Microsoft's website. It tells you all the things you need, and even in what DLL it is located. I'll explain this one myself for you. First of all, you will see that there are 3 versions of this function: MessageBox Simple, MessageBox A, and MessageBox W. All the functions that take strings have these 3 versions. Basically, the one ending in an A uses normal strings. The one ending in W uses Y strings. The one without a letter is defined to be one of the other 2, depending on the configurations of the project. There are also some functions ending with an X, and that just stands for extended version. Anyway, this function will create a pop-up like this. Let's look at the parameter types. You can ignore these things with underscores. They are just used for some Microsoft tools or something. Now, HWND means handle to a window, and you can just put a 0 here. LPCSTR means long pointer to C string. If you don't know what a long pointer is, don't worry. You can look it up if you want, but it is not relevant nowadays. Basically, anything starting with LP means that that type is a pointer. So the second parameter is the content, the third is the title of the window, and the last one is the type of the window. The type just starts with MB, meaning message box, and the function returns what the user clicked. This is the code in action. There is one more thing I want to show you. There are many times when you have to complete these big structures with data. Sometimes the first member has to be the size of the structure, and it is like this to help Windows to determine what version of the API you are using or something, but in practice it probably didn't help anyone. Anyway, you can just do this, and this will set the first member and leave all the others to 0. If you didn't know about this trick, I'll release a C++ tricks video soon. Now, before I give you the homework, I'll just mention that in the next video I'll talk about keyboard input, and you will be already making a game, so subscribe to not miss that out. But for now, your homework is 1. Take a look at the MessageBox documentation to get used to it, and also take a look at other functions here that look interesting. And 2. Try to make a small decisions game using message boxes. Alright, see you next time.